Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us for another Good Morning Grief devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. Grateful for this opportunity to lead you today in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief devotion. This is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural, normal, and necessary response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. That grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. And therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. And that's why we shout good morning, because mourning is a good thing. Thank you so very much for joining us today as we lead you in this very special way in today's Good Morning Grief devotion. Today is going to be brief, but we're going to get into it. Today is day 345. We're going to talk about I must make friends with the darkness before I can enter the light. I must make friends with the darkness before I can enter into the light. Grief is a dark time in my life. Is naturally and necessarily dark. The darkness is painful and scary, but it's not bad. It is the reality of my love right now, and I must befriend the darkness. Grief is a dark time in our life. We don't sugarcoat it. There's no way around it. We're not going to act like it doesn't exist. And no matter how spiritual you may be, and no matter how much faith you may have, because you got to have all of that, y'all, grief is still a dark time in your life. It's painful, it's dark as you try to navigate through it. It can hurt. It proposes a lot of challenges and a lot of issues. But the thing is, it's dark, but it's naturally and necessarily dark. The darkness is painful and scary, but it's not bad. It's the reality of my love right now. I must befriend the darkness. This is what you got to understand, that although it's a dark time, we have to learn how to befriend the darkness. We always talk, we always talk about befriending our grief, the power and the importance of befriending our grief. That though you're in a dark season, y'all, there's only one way through it and through it, which is through it. And no matter how much we try to avoid, no matter how much we try to escape, no matter how much we try not to deal with it, that is going to prolong our journey. It's going to prolong our healing. It's going to hold us hostage in a place where we're stuck and stalled, right? Because we are not befriending the grief. We got to befriend the darkness. When I allow myself to sit in the blackness without trying to fight it, deny it, or run away from it, I find that it has something to teach me. You see that, y'all? When I allow myself to sit in the blackness without trying to fight it or deny it or run away from it, because that's the natural tendencies. I'm going to fight this feeling. I'm going to deny it. I'm going to run away from it. I'm going to suppress it. I'm going to conceal it. I'm going to ignore it. Yeah, that's the worst thing you can do, right? So when you find yourself, instead of trying to fight it, deny it, and run away from it, you sit in it and watch this. Let it teach you something. It's teaching you something. It's taking you to school, right? Befriending pain is hard. It's true that it's easier to avoid, repress, or deny the pain than it is to embrace it. Yeah, it's easier to do that, but it's in befriending it that I learn from it and unlock my capacity to be transformed by it. Befriending it is where the magic lies. That's where your healing starts. That's where things begin to happen. You got to know this. You got to understand this. It's easy to avoid. It's easy to repress. It's easy to deny. That's not where we want to be. We want to be at the part where we befriend it. That's where the change and the transformation takes place. Here's the final thought, y'all. I attend, befriend, and surrender to my dark emotions. I attend, I befriend, and I surrender to my dark emotions. That's what needs to happen. We have to attend to them. We have to befriend them. We got to surrender them. That's the only way you're going to make it through this journey. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 345. This message, I hope and pray it has come alive. I must make friends with the darkness before I can enter the light. Y'all, I hope and pray that um, y'all have a terrific Tuesday. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. Told you we weren't going to be long today. I appreciate y'all. Hang on and hold on. Make sure you befriending it so that we can navigate through this journey. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. We out on today.